Malawi Brief.
Pamene zokambirana zinali mkati ku nyumba ya malamulo, phungu kuchokera ku dera la Lilongwe Likuni anasemphana chichewa ndi aphungu akumbali ya boma. Phunguyu zinachita kutengera anzake kuti azamukhazikitse mtima pansi, pamenenso second deputy speaker anaopseza kuti amupasa chilango.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chairperson, for those words. Honourable members, let me intervene. Honourable member for Lilongwe Likuni, order. Honourable member, I will not tolerate this type of behavior when I'm presiding. I would like to give you a last warning. If you continue, I will act on your conduct. Please, behave like a member of parliament, and please present, if you have issues, rise to the dialogue table and present those issues so Malawians can hear you. I therefore rule, honour member, and honour members to my right, that are fighting with this honour member, you will take an early break. I would like to warn the House, it's a serious House this morning, and I'm very serious on this. Lilongwe Likuni, can they whip that side, or anyone in the independent benches, please talk to Lilongwe Likuni before I act. Honour members, chairpersons of committees, we have so many bills today. Can I advise that we stick to the 15 minutes, not the 22 minutes that we have allocated you? And for the seconder, I will be strict on the 5 minutes allocated. May I request the seconder to this report? May I request the seconder to the report? Honour member for Blantyre Site Chiromoni constituency for secondment. Member, are you raising on a point of order, or you want?
Yes, on point of order.
Yeah, please, you have the floor.
There's still no order on the behavior of the honourable member. Speaker, I suggest we must buy some breathalyzers. Some members are coming drunk in this house. You can see from the behavior. You have made a ruling, the honourable member is still making noise. Look at what he's doing. He's challenging you, the chair. You have the power. Can you act? Show us. Thank you, Chair.
On the honour member, while I recognize a seconder on the report by the chairperson, seconder, honour member for Lilongwe, the landlord, Lilongwe City Centre constituency. We seem to be having a very calm landlord. We are very happy for you, sir. We used to have a landlord that was known by everyone. Landlord, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much, Second Deputy Speaker, for the opportunity to second the report of the Joint Committee of the Parliamentary Committees on Legal Affairs and Budget. Indeed, I rise to second the report of the said committees upon consideration and scrutinizing of Bill number 9 of 2026, the Banking Amendment Bill, which has been ably presented by the co-chairperson of the committee. The report before this House is a product of careful scrutiny and extensive deliberations undertaken by Joint Committee in consultation with the Minister of Finance, economic planning and decentralization, as well as the Reserve Bank of Malawi. Mr. Second Deputy Speaker, sir, the chairperson has already explained how the committee carefully examined the proposed amendments with the objective of determining whether they adequately strengthen Malawi's legal framework as far as governing the banking supervision, early intervention, and bank resolution is concerned. The committee was satisfied that the proposed reforms represent an important step towards building a stronger, more resilient, more stable financial sector capable of responding effectively to emerging risks. Mr. Second Deputy Speaker, sir, without repeating what has already been ably presented by the co-chairperson, allow me to highlight a few additional observations which convinced the committees that this bill deserves the support of this Honourable House. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, sir, your committee observed that one of the greatest strengths of the bill is its shift from a reactive regulatory framework to a proactive one. Under the current legal framework, intervention only occurs after a banking institution has already faced severe financial distress. The proposed amendments empower the Registrar of Financial Institutions to intervene at an earlier stage, thereby preventing situations from deteriorating into full-scale banking crises. The committee considered this to be a progressive reform that will enhance confidence in the country's financial system while protecting the economy from unnecessary disruptions. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, sir, the committee was equally impressed by the deliberate emphasis placed on protecting depositors. Honourable members will appreciate that whenever a bank experiences financial difficulties, it is ordinary citizens and businesses who often bear the greatest uncertainty regarding the safety of their savings. The introduction of mechanisms such as bridge banks, purchase and assumption transactions, and mandatory recapitalization demonstrates government's commitment to safeguarding depositors while ensuring continuity of essential banking services. Your committee firmly believes that these measures will significantly strengthen public confidence in the banking sector. The committee also welcomes the enhanced powers being conferred upon the Registrar of Financial Institutions. It equally wishes to confirm these powers and adds that they must always be exercised in a transparent, objective, and accountable manner. The committee was of the considered view that strong regulatory powers must be accompanied by equally strong principles of good governance, administrative fairness, and accountability if public confidence in the financial system is to be maintained. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, sir, the committee further observed that although the bill introduces internationally recognized bank resolution mechanisms, their successful implementation will depend largely upon adequate institutional preparedness. Mechanisms such as bridge banks, asset management companies, and bail-in arrangements require highly specialized technical expertise. The committee therefore believes that continuous capacity building within the Reserve Bank of Malawi, coupled with detailed operational guidelines, would be essential for the effective implementation of these reforms. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, sir, another matter that attracted the committee's attention relates to financial inclusion and consumer protection. As Malawi increasingly embraces digital financial services,
consider winding up.
Cases of electronic fraud continue to pose challenges to consumers. The committee therefore encourages the Reserve Bank of Malawi and banking institutions to strengthen consumer protection measures while simultaneously promoting wide access to secure banking services. Recommendations. In light of these observations, the committee recommends that the Ministry of Finance and the Reserve Bank of Malawi should prioritize the development of comprehensive implementation regulations and operational guidelines immediately after the enactment of the bill to ensure that the newly introduced bank resolutions are implemented consistently, transparently, and in accordance with global standards. The committee further recommends that Reserve Bank of Malawi should consider strengthening its institutional and technical capacity to effectively discharge the expanded supervisory responsibilities provided under the amended Act. Equally important is the need to ensure that depositors remain adequately protected while shareholders are treated fairly whenever regulatory interventions become necessary. The committee recommends that government and Reserve Bank of Malawi should undertake sustained public awareness programs to help banking institutions, investors, shareholders, and members of the general public understand the objectives and practical implications of the new bank resolution framework. Such stakeholder engagement will be essential in promoting confidence and ensuring the smooth implementation of the proposed reforms. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, sir, having carefully considered the evidence presented before the committee and the significance of the proposed amendments, I am fully persuaded that Bill number 9 of 2026, Banking Amendment, will strengthen Malawi's banking regulatory framework, enhance financial stability, safeguard depositors, and contribute to a more resilient financial sector. I therefore urge the honourable members to support both the report of the Joint Parliamentary Committee on Legal Affairs and Budget and pass the bill. With these few remarks, Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to second.
Thank you. I will recognize one member to debate on the report. Honourable member from Zimba South to debate on the committee's report.
Thank you so much, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, for giving the people of Zimba South to debate and make some 2 to 3 inputs that I wanted to give. Firstly, let me thank the Minister of Finance for bringing this bill and for the comprehensive scrutiny that was done by the Committee for Legal Affairs and also the Committee of Budget. My small 2 to 3 observations are as follows. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, if you look at the Executive Order number 2 of 2026 in March, the President made it clear that all the public places, workplaces have to ensure they have got good sanitation, hygiene, and waste disposals. I wanted to find out if we really, this banking bill, last time I had taken up with the Minister of Health to ensure that our banks are public places. We keep people there, but they don't have sanitation facilities. Why is this bill not having that sanitation to make it mandatory so that at least people cannot be asking but can be seeing that the sanitation facilities are available? Secondly, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, if you look at section 6A, 6B, and 6C, it talks about the fit and proper assessment being a requirement that it should be done as a continuous process. Immediately you introduce such kind of facility to the shareholders, I thought it was proper that specific intervals, specific period, let's say 2 months or 6 months after the bank, after the shareholders have been incorporated, they need to know that at least the Reserve Bank will come and assess them, whether they're still more fit, their creditworthiness to be the shareholders of the companies. So I thought maybe a time interval will be given to this bill so that that should be incorporated. The final observation that I had is the issue of unclaimed funds. Here we are, Mr. First Deputy Speaker. I worked for a company some time ago and I was contributing my pension. And it was a private company. And then these unclaimed funds stays there at the specific bank for some time. And then later on we are saying we should expose these private funds that I earned to Government Act, which is the Public Finance Management Act. This is the same observation which my colleague from who represented MCP made also. I don't think it can be correct that we should be exposing the money that you have earned privately, you worked it privately, and then later on you're exposing it to the regulations that are followed by the Public Finance Management Act. I thought maybe the Ministry of Finance and the Reserve Bank would clearly look at this and also make the proposals that have been made by Malawi Congress Party. With these few remarks, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, those were my three observations that I've made, but people of Mzimba South support the bill. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I see leader.
Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I beg to move that debate on the bill be curtailed in order for the Minister of Finance to wind up. I beg to move.
Leader, the report, we are closing the report. Not necessarily the committee report that was presented, ably seconded, and debated by Mzimba South is the one we are curtailing right now. Thank you, Leader.
Thank you very much with the guidance, First Deputy Speaker. And therefore, I beg to move that debate on the report be curtailed in order for the chairperson of the committee to wind up. I beg to move.
Members, we have a motion on the floor. The motion is to curtail debate on the report by the Joint Committee of Legal Affairs and Budget for the chairperson to wind up. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Chair, to wind up.
Thank you, Right Honourable Deputy Speaker. Allow me to thank Mzimba South for the observations that he has made. They are very pertinent, and I would want to agree with him that the issue of sanitation in the banking halls need to be looked at seriously. They don't have to be inside the banking halls, but at least people should be given the sanitation facilities, even outside the banking halls. Section 6A, B, C, fit and proper. Let me also say that this issue was discussed at the committee's deliberations, and fit and proper is not a new thing in the banking sector. It already happens even before this bill, and most of the banks are taking the approach which is risk-based. So instead of traditionally having a routine or like quarterly or monthly or biannually, they scan the environment and identify where risk is higher. And most of fit and proper tests are guided by the risk assessment, mostly by the registrar of the financial services. So I would say that others would have more and others might have less, depending on the assessment of the risk exposure. And lastly, on the issue of unclaimed funds, again, this issue was discussed at length. And what I would really say is that the money that is deemed or defined as unclaimed is money that doesn't have an owner. So it could be a private investment, it could be in the public investment, but as long as those monies, insurance or otherwise, or pensions or anything, as long as they do not have an identified owner, then that one is defined as unclaimed. So you will not have unclaimed money when you know who that money belongs to. It is that money which is unclaimed that is now being dealt with using the Public Finance Management Act of 2022, and I know we'll be discussing this a little bit more in the subsequent amendments, but I wanted to just make it clear that this is not money with an identified owner. This is money that has no identified owner. Having said that, Right Honourable Deputy Speaker, allow me to beg that the report be now adopted by the House. I beg to move.
Thank you. Honourable members, I therefore put the question that the report of the Joint Committee of Legal Affairs and Budget Committee pertaining to Bill number 9 of 2026, Banking Amendment, be adopted by this House. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the report has been adopted.